Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Team 4 presentation on collaborative learning and distance education. I'm Joanna, and my team members are Greg, Natasha, Trevor, and Sue. We're going to be talking about various collaborative learning topics as they relate to distance learning. Next slide. So to get started, let's define collaborative learning. What is it? Collaborative learning tends to break down barriers between the learner and the facilitator. Everyone is involved in the learning process. People who participate in collaborative learning often experience a sense of community. And collaboration is different than just information sharing. Members of an online community actually generate knowledge. They don't just copy and paste information back and forth. They generate ideas together, they build on those ideas, and they evolve those ideas as a group. Next slide. The benefits of collaborative learning is the development of critical thinking skills, co-creation of knowledge, reflection, and transformative learning. And what we mean by transformative learning is that typically adult learners will seek to understand a deeper meaning of the concepts that they're learning about, and they also strive to apply the concepts they're learning to their day-to-day life. Next slide. And there are different elements of collaborative learning. One is the learning environment. Another element are actually the learner, and then the facilitators. And our team for this project, we chose primarily to focus on the learning environment. Next slide. Learning environments can be created through many different tools. Asynchronous tools are things like email, wikis, blogs, and forums. And what I mean by asynchronous is that the communication or the work is not synchronized. It's not happening at the same time for all the participants. Some of the synchronous tools are things like WebEx and Skype and Google Hangouts. And what I mean by synchronous is that the communication and work is taking place at the same time for all the participants. Next slide. So for synchronous tools, one of the advantages is that you do get to participate in real time. So you have immediate feedback with your peers, and it also tends to be more personal. Some of the disadvantages, you could run into scheduling problems. Maybe all the participants aren't able to attend at the same time, or you may have technology issues, problems with the website being down, or some of the computer problems. Next slide. And with asynchronous tools, some of the advantages are it's available at any time. Participants can log on and participate when it's convenient for them. And you also have time to reflect and put some thoughtfulness into your replies, like with our discussion posts. You can read someone's post, maybe do a little research of your own, and then reply later. Some of the disadvantages, there's a lack of immediate feedback, and there's a weak use of technology. So don't worry if you're not familiar with all these tools that we've talked about. Our team is actually going to talk more about some of these tools and even do some demonstrations. So now I'm going to pass the facilitation on to Natasha, and she's going to talk about an asynchronous collaboration tool, Wiki. Natasha, you'll need to unmute your mic.
Thank you, Joanne. WikiSpaces.com is a one-stop shopping website, enabling members to provide content, able to share content, and able to edit content. Wikispace is a valuable organizational tool, allowing members to collaborate. Members can work on the same document at the same time, which is exactly how our group utilized Wikispace. We were able to communicate and to keep each other up to date. We were able to upload resources, documents, and files. In fact, the PowerPoint presentation that we are currently working on is a collaboration of slides each of us have created. Slide 1, please. In order to access wikispace.com classroom, you will have to receive an invite. Once you receive the invite, you can click into the link and create a username and password. Slide 2, please. On the upper top black bar, you notice there is in the corner there shows you which wiki you are participating in. On the left-hand side, on the right-hand side, it shows the number of messages, the dashboard access, as well as the list of wikis you have available to you. You may be members of other wikis as well. Next slide, please. On the bottom orange bar on your right-hand side, list all the members in your wiki, your project, the event. You can gain access by opening up if you click over to each icon there. Next slide. You may maneuver through wiki by utilizing the utility bar on the right-hand side or the upper top right bar. Next slide. Each icon represents places you can go to your wiki. You can access your pages and you can start a page. You can access your files and create documents. You can go ahead and set up a discussion, and you can also create projects, have a set time and date for each event. Next slide. Once a member has posted onto the wiki, any other member may comment on the original post. Next slide. And that concludes my portion.
Thank you, Sasha. Next, Trevor will be talking about one of the synchronous collaboration tools, WebEx, which is actually the tool we're using to record this presentation today. Trevor, what can you tell us about WebEx?
Thank you, Joe. WebEx is one of the ones that I find the most interesting because as an adult educator, I'm a corporate painter, and it's WebEx is one of the things that I've used previously on a day-to-day basis. So I thought that there's a lot of knowledge that I have with the WebEx that I could bring in. So going to the next slide. Webinars are a very promising way to help adult educators develop quality training programs with a greater reach than traditional face-to-face sessions. We'll talk about what this means more in a little bit, but essentially what it's saying is that with the webinars, we can reach more people further away that normally wouldn't have the opportunity to take that type of learning or that educational program because they can't do the face-to-face session. Next slide. Online sessions allow participants to gather virtually, each person at their own personal computer wherever they're located at. One example is what we're doing here today. We have some people, like myself, who is in the mountain time zone. We have some folks that are in the central time zone, and we have some that are way out on the eastern time zone. But we can all come together and participate in this online webinar together each at our own location. Almost anyone has the ability to participate, regardless of their physical location. Webinars transcend boundaries of geography, bringing together individuals without the cost of travel, time, or space. As a trainer, a traveling trainer is what I call myself. I do travel a lot, so the cost of going from place to place can be significant, and so that's one of the great things about webinars is it allows us to reduce that cost, to eliminate that cost. It eliminates the requirement for large classrooms and things like that. We can literally have hundreds of people attending one webinar at one time, all participating at the same time. Webinars provide meaningful educational opportunities to a broader audience than the in-person class does. Again, for the same thing that I've just been mentioning, the fact that we can have more people reach further areas and not just sitting in the home. Webinars often fall short, though, of their potential because instructors fail to make the training interactive. I used to train webinars where it was just a lecture. I spoke straight through for 2 hours, not really engaging or doing anything with the adult learners. And I'm sure that many of them fell asleep multiple times throughout the classes. So we have to be careful as adult educators that we're making the training interactive. We're making it fun. There's different opportunities for our learners to participate and to be active within our class. Many speakers, again, like I was just talking about, construct their webinars in a lecture format with slides. Unfortunately, that's what I do a lot here, simply because it's hard to demonstrate webinar on a webinar because you can't see everything that the instructor would see. But webinars are not always optimal learning experiences. There are some downfalls, like we were just mentioning, but if as an instructor you take your time, you prepare and get ready for the classes, webinars are a great opportunity to perform in an optimal learning environment. Next slide. So we're going to talk about a couple features. We're going to talk about presenting a document, sharing an application, a video and picture chat, which on the recording you can see up in the top hand corner. You can see myself and in this case, you can see Joe's stuff right there. You can do polling questions, and you can also do hands-on exercises as well. So we'll talk about each one of those. First, we're going to talk about presenting a document. So presenting a document is really ideal for sharing information or presenting information that you don't need to edit throughout the presentation. Maybe you have a video, maybe you have a PowerPoint, maybe you have a Word document, but any type of information that is in, I call it a concrete status, where you can upload it, every participant gets a copy of it, and you're not going to make any changes as you go along. So once you upload it, the participants can view those shared files in their own content viewers without the need for the application in which it was created. So they don't have to have PowerPoint, they don't have to have Adobe, as long as they're viewing it within the webinar. They can view any animation or transition effects that are shared on Microsoft PowerPoint slides. So they don't, even though they're not viewing it in PowerPoint, they still don't lose that animation or transition effects. Next slide. So sharing an application, this is one of the ones that I utilize a lot because I teach software, so I can share the software application to everybody in the class. When they do this, the participants can view the application as I control it and make changes to it. They cannot make changes to the application unless I give them access to do so. The other benefit is the application that you are sharing is the only application that other people can see. So you can have Outlook open, you can have multiple sessions of PowerPoint, whatever it is, Internet Explorer. If you're not sharing them, nobody else can see them. And one of the things that I utilize it is I can move from one to the other. I make changes in one and still not let everybody else see that application. Next slide. The video chat, as we've been going through with the video chat, it allows us to talk face to face. And even though we're not in the same room, we're in the same environment, and so we can see each other. That's one thing that with our online classes I miss, is being able to engage people face to face, be able to see their expressions and how they're reacting to different things. And so this allows us to be able to do that in the webinar. Go ahead to the next slide. So, and then also there's a document. So after a meeting starts, you can open up a presentation. You can share a document. That's what we're doing here with this PowerPoint. We don't need to load it prior to the meeting. We just share as we go. You use the pointer to emphasize text or graphics. You can print it out. You can display it at various magnifications. So you can zoom in, zoom out, depending on the size of the document. And you can also view it in a full screen view. The last benefit is that you can actually save it to a file as well. Polling questions is one that I've utilized a lot. During a meeting, at any point in time, you can poll participants by presenting them with a questionnaire. It's useful for gathering information or feedback from the participants. I do an evaluation of the class to get their feedback, what they think, what can we improve on, those types of things. It allows participants to vote on a proposal if that's what you're doing. The one that I use a lot also is assessing the participants' knowledge of a certain topic. Have they gained the knowledge that we want them to through this training? Polling is a great way to do that. One thing about the poll questionnaires is you have to do it all before the class is started. If you have too many questions, typing it up and getting it ready while you're training will be bothersome and definitely the students will not appreciate it. But the poll results can be shared right there with the participants if you wanted to, or they can be saved and you can view them later. Again, with our assessments, we require a passing grade. And so we'll save those, and that will show that they took the class and what the grade was that they received. Next slide. And the last one, and probably one of my other favorite ones, because as the years have gone by, I've stopped being more visual and I become more hands-on and I have to touch and feel it, is that we can give any participant controls to the keyboard and to the mouse. And it's a very neat feature. What it does is it gives them the control, like I said, the mouse and keyboard, to where they can do whatever they want on my computer using their mouse and their keyboard. And then we can switch from application to application. It's not just one application. You can go through there and definitely do hands-on throughout. And I think it's one of the most valuable tools that we use in the webinar field. So, Joe, that's what I have. I'll send it back to you.
Thanks, Trevor. I know our team has learned a lot about Webex as we've been working on this project together. It can be a great collaboration tool. Another great synchronous collaboration tool is Skype. And Greg will give us some information about Skype now.
Okay, can I have the first slide, please? Skype is a free voice over internet protocol service and instant messaging client that was developed, at least in its latest incarnation, by Microsoft Skype division. The name is derived from sky and peer. Because Skype is different from other VoIP providers because it's a peer-to-peer service. This means that the program distributes the running workload across Skype user computers via background processing instead of running off a traditional server. Part of why Skype is so inexpensive. Next slide, please. Skype is one of the most popular video call services in the world. You don't need a lot of equipment, and the software is user-friendly, enabling you to make video calls within minutes of downloading it. The service allows users to communicate with peers by voice using a microphone, video by using a webcam, and instant messaging over the internet. Voice calls can be placed to recipients in the traditional telephone networks, and calls to other users within Skype service are free of charge, while calls to landlines and mobile phones are charged via a debit-based user account system. Skype has also become popular for additional features, including file transfer and video conferencing. Their competitor would be Google Hangouts. Next slide, please. Your machine will need the latest version of its operating system, Windows, Linux, or Mac operating systems. You can also use Skype on your cell phone or tablet, depending on the model. Apple products like iPhones, iPads, and iTouches all have the ability to run Skype. Some cell phones work on Android, as well as some models offered by Verizon Wireless, including BlackBerries, Android, and other 3G phones, can run a special program called Skype Mobile. You'll need to check with your provider and on Skype.com as well as with your provider to find out for sure whether your phone is compatible. Take a look at the list of Panasonic Plasma and Samsung LED TVs on the website as well. If you just want to make voice calls with Skype, you're set. However, if your computer doesn't have a built-in webcam, that's going to be next on your list. You can get inexpensive models, but the more you spend, the better your video quality will be. If you're going to Skype using your television, you'll need to buy a special webcam compatible. Most webcams have audio, so that's not going to be a problem. Finally, an internet connection is a must, unless you're using your phone, and dial-up users need not apply. it must be high speed. If you want to make calls to someone without Skype, it's necessary to set up a Skype credit account using a credit card or PayPal. More on this later. One major roadblock during the installation process is not meeting the system requirements. Your system must have at least a 1 gigahertz processor. If you're running Windows or Linux, you need at least 256 gigs of RAM. For Macs, it's 1 gigabyte. You'll also need the most recent update of DirectX for your PC or QuickTime for Mac. If you meet the system requirements and are still having problems, consider checking to see if you have the most recent update of your operating system as well as updated drivers for your audio and video programs. You may also need to check if your firewall settings to make sure that Skype can get through. Next paragraph. Your first step when you go to Skype website, check clicking on the Get Skype. Choose your operating system. Here you can select whether you want the free version or Skype Premium. After downloading Skype and opening the program, you'll be prompted to create a Skype name and password. Your Skype name essentially serves as your phone number. Then, if you find a profile with basic information about yourself, you'll have the option of choosing whether or not your information will be visible to the public, searchable by anybody using Skype, private or visible only to your friends. Some information is always public, such as your Skype name, age, language, and location. But you can limit this to your country and your contacts. If you'd like to use the profile picture, click on the silhouette and upload your image. If you like, you can link your Skype account with your Facebook account by choosing Facebook in the View menu and connect to Facebook. Then you can view statuses, comment, and even call friends via your news feed. And next line. Next slide. Skype Premium and Credit. If you want to make group video calls only on computers, you may want to think about downloading Skype Premium. You can buy a day pass or get a subscription. Up to 10 people may participate, although Skype suggests that you limit it to 5 for the best video quality. Skype Premium also includes unlimited voice calls to the U.S. and Canada, live customer support, and discounts on webcams. Only one party needs a premium account for group conferencing. Skype for educators is free, and I'll cover that in a bit. Next slide, please. No matter which version you choose, Skype is pretty simple. Typically, it's just a matter of clicking on your contact, making a call, and then choosing what you'd like to do with that call, like file or screen sharing. To call a phone, click on Call Phones and type in the number. However, there's something you should be aware of that will improve your Skype experience. Because some of your Skype profile information is public, other Skype users can search for you and set you as a contact. What's great for friends, it also means that strangers can potentially try to call you via Skype. You can avoid accepting their calls, of course, but you may also want to accept calls only from your existing contacts. To do this, go to Tools, Options, and then Privacy. Your built-in or USB webcam may be working great, but some regular Skype users like to upgrade to higher-end products to get the best video quality possible. You may also want to get a headset to make your audio clear. Skype sells these accessories as well as USB phones, video phones, cell phones, and VoIP phones. Of course, you can also buy them elsewhere as long as you make sure they're compatible with Skype. Next slide, please. There are a few basic areas where Skype users may run into problems installing, connecting, or video and audio quality. Skype offers videos within the program to help with these issues. You can also use the Call Quality Guide under the Help menu to select your microphone, webcam, and connection speeds. Skype support includes multiple facts, how-to guide, news, tips for Skype, community forums, service statuses, and other contact information for a wide variety of issues. Next slide, please. The Skype Shop. You can manage your account, add money to your account, buy Skype credit as a gift, or buy a gift card for Skype. Companies with business accounts can buy credit in bulk for their employees. And there's also a large collection of Skype-compatible hardware, headsets, webcams, phones, video recording software, because they don't have a video recording built into the program, and even televisions. Next slide. Skype blogs. If you're a blogger, Skype definitely has a lot for you. The blog's homepage lists most recent blogs by date, but not by subject, so you can keep up with the latest news. The big blog lists everything. All 258 pages with 10 blogs each, or over 2,500 individual blogs. The play blog is more of a social media nature, a potpourri of blogs in a variety of general subjects. The workplace blog is just that. It's a business blog. It's all about how to use Skype to run your business better with Skype technology. Tips and tricks are a great blog with some neat ideas on how to effectively use, improve, and fine-tune your Skype experience. Last, but certainly not least, is the blog entitled Social Good. However, it is primarily the education blog, and it's a good one. I would recommend everyone take a look at it, if only to get some great teaching ideas. Next page. Skype in the workplace. They have a business page with links to business-specific information such as instant messages, Skype security, financial advice, and interactive design, web copywriting, public relations, and training courses, and free mentoring on how to maximize Skype for business. Next page. Next. Skype in education is saving the best for last. We now turn to use of Skype in the classroom. I think this is where Skype really shines, because Skype for Teachers is free, which speaks to Microsoft and Skype's commitment to education. There are three basic ways to use Skype in the classroom: in collaboration with other classes, no matter where they are, finding guest speakers and inviting them into your classroom, or taking a virtual field trip anywhere in the world. Skype lessons. At the time of this report, there were 586 Skype lessons posted. These range from astronomy to zoology. These are instructors with a program looking for a class to teach, a class looking for an instructor or subject, and classes looking to collaborate with other classes. And, of course, virtual field trips. Want to create your own Skype lesson? Just click the lesson button shown in the form in your description, any photos or video, and click to publish. Skype partners. Skype collaborates with over 50 businesses and organizations around the world to offer presentations for the classroom 24/7. Examples would be the World War II Museum in New Orleans, the Marine Stewardship Council, Whale and Dolphin Conservation, Buffalo Bill Center of the West, and Doctors Without Borders, etc. Resources on Skype. So a library of resources containing video links and articles helping teachers use Skype to make learning more exciting. Resources feature allows you to search by keyword, language, category, age, and grade level. Currently, approximately 800 resources are listed. Guest speakers. Skype provides hundreds of lessons provided by experts in their respective fields. Just a few examples would be connecting classrooms, flora and fauna, global geography, science and space, and exploring oceans, and on and on. If you know an expert, an educator who's an expert in their field, and you'd like to teach a lesson to your class, but they live 1,000 miles away, Skype will take care of it. The educational possibilities for Skype really kind of seem endless. The next slide, please. Educational technology and mobile learning offers a complete guide to the teacher's use of Skype in education. This is a good comprehensive website for resources in teaching and technology. There are dozens, if not hundreds, of ideas for using Skype listed on the internet. Too many to list here. Just Skype education and just search Skype and education and you'll be amazed. Currently, most of the lessons and resources seem to be geared toward primary and secondary education. I didn't make an exhaustive search, however, Skype seems grossly underused by the adult education community. Skype seems to be a great tool to teach otherwise unreachable with just a computer and a high-speed internet connection. Thank you.
Thanks for the information, Greg. Next, I'm going to talk about one common internet tool called Google Hangouts. What do you know about Google Hangouts?
Thanks, Joe. On May 15th of 2013, Google rolled out their version of video conferencing called Google Hangouts. Hangouts is a live video call, and once logged in with your Google Plus account, it looks similar and works similar to other popular video conferencing programs like WebEx and Adobe Connect. Hangouts is free to use, but you must have a Google Plus account to start a Hangout. An individual can start a Hangout and invite up to 10 people to join. A business or an educational institution using Google Apps can have up to 15 people join their Hangout. The Hangout can be simultaneously streamed through your YouTube channel, making it possible for others to watch your video call but not participate. It can also be recorded for viewing at a later date. It works on computers, tablets, and smartphones, including iOS devices as well as Android. I've attended a Google Hangout using my Android phone. Anyone can begin a Hangout through Gmail, or you can schedule one for a future time using your Google Calendar. It is easy to send invitations through either your Gmail account or set them up through Google Calendar. Once the Hangout has begun, participants have access to files created in their Google Drive. These can be shared, but only documents, slides, or spreadsheets that have been created as Google Docs can be edited within the Hangout. There's also a whiteboard, a chat feature, and a toolbox that allows users to adjust their settings, and a remote access feature for which you can share your desktop or an application installed on your computer. These are all common features of other video conferencing programs. There's also some fun features like party hats and silly eyeglasses for those sessions that might be less than serious. There's one feature about Google Hangouts that I really appreciate. There is no hierarchy or any one person who's always in control. For collaborating with classmates or teammates, the Hangout is truly peer-to-peer. Everyone has the ability to contribute. Many of us have probably attended video conferences that were designed for the transfer of knowledge from the presenter or the teacher to the participant. Often in these sessions, the participant microphones have been turned off, eliminating or at least greatly reducing the level of participation. And in some cases, the host selects the questions submitted through chat to be answered by the presenter, so not everyone gets their question addressed. Another advantage of using this synchronous tool is the personal connection that can be developed between learners. That is sometimes lacking in our asynchronous tools. Using a synchronous tool like Hangout, learners can create and edit documents in real time. They can share resources and research. They can remotely assist each other if necessary, or they can form a study group or a community of practice that meets regularly. There are some disadvantages to Hangout. From my own experience, a Hangout with other classmates experienced some serious bandwidth problems once we had more than 7 people online. The slowing down made it difficult to get much accomplished. We solved this by some of us shutting off our webcams. We could still see the documents being shared and hear the audio, but it wasn't quite the same thing as getting to see everyone as we discussed our project. But for a smaller group, Google Hangouts could be an inexpensive way, it's free, collaborating on a project, a paper, or a slide presentation, giving learners an opportunity to experience collaboration in an online environment. So,
Thank you, Sue. That concludes our team presentation on collaborative learning for distance education. And now we'd like to hear from you. Just reply on our team discussion board for team number 4 and let us know what you think about collaborative learning online. Here are a few questions just to get the conversation started. Number 1, have you used any of the collaborative tools that our team presented today? If so, what did you like about them? What didn't you like? Question number 2, have you used any collaborative tools that we didn't talk about? If so, what are they? And feel free to go ahead and post your own example or upload videos, anything that you want to share with our fellow students about collaborative tools that you use. Question number 3, do you prefer synchronous, asynchronous, or a combination of both types for your online learning? Tell us why. We look forward to having some collaborative discussions with all of you. We appreciate you taking the time to watch our video. So thank you from Joanna, Fred, Natasha, Trevor, and Sue, team number 4. Also, you can go ahead and take a look at our references. And we also wanted to give some special thanks to Dr. Don Quick for all of his assistance in helping us get our wiki and WebEx meeting set up.